Hi kids, welcome to Official Storytime with Miss Anna. Today we're going to be reading a book titled Daisy Comes Home by Jan Brett. Let's see what this book is all about. Look over the garden wall and you will see the 6 happiest hens in China. They lived in Mei Mei's sandy yard by the Li River where they lay brown eggs every day for Mei Mei to sell at the market. But it was not always this way. Once upon a time, the smallest hen, the one Mei calls Daisy, was picked on by all the others. This is hard to imagine because Mei was known far and wide for her happy hens. She gave them treats. She put fresh hay in their nests. She gave them baths when they fell in black mud. And when she called Goo Goo, all the hens would run to her as fast as their legs could carry them. Even Mei eggs baskets were painted with big red characters that read Happy Hens, and she tried to make it so. For every night, when it was time to roost in the hen house, the other hens picked on Daisy. They fluffed up their feathers and crowded her off the perch. They jostled her until peck, one or the other pushed her and thump, off she fell. Then the hens tucked their heads into their feathers and went to sleep while poor little Daisy was stuck below on the damp mud floor, shivering and cold until morning. One day, it rained all day, and the hens stayed inside. When it got dark, they flew up to their perch, except for Daisy. She had had enough of pushy hens and cold, damp floors. She went outside to find a place to spend the night. Down on the river bank, she spied one of the market baskets. She snuggled in and fluffed up their feathers to stay warm. Daisy was sleeping and didn't see the river creeping up the bank from all the rain. And when the water reached her happy hen basket, she didn't feel it float out onto the river. Oh, where is she going? Let's find out. But when the basket started tipping and bobbing, Daisy woke up. She peeked out and saw a watery world all around her. The sandy yard, the garden wall, and Mei's farmhouse looked smaller and smaller as the current carried her down the river. Oh no! Do you think Mei is gonna find poor Daisy floating all over there? Let's find out. Finally, the basket bumped against a stone jetty where the houseboat was tied up. Scratch, scratch, scraped the basket as the river waves pushed it against the sharp rocks. A dog was sitting up on the deck of the houseboat. When he saw the plump hen bobbing in the basket, he barked and scrambled toward her. Daisy squawked and pecked and beat the air with her wings. It was enough to tip the basket off the rock, and she floated away just in time. Down broke over the guide mountains as the basket drifted along the river. Branches brushed against it, fish swam silently by, and birds flew overhead. Suddenly, Daisy felt a thump. Daisy looked up and saw 2 big horns and a pair of surprised eyes looking down at her. The basket had drifted into the legs of a great big water buffalo taking a morning drink. The buffalo snorted loudly, scaring Daisy. She flew forward and nipped his furry muzzle and flapped her wings. Daisy scared the water buffalo. He turned and galloped up the bank, scattering the ducks as he ran. His splashes made waves that carried the basket back into the middle of the river. Daisy traveled along all day until her basket was hooked by the roots of a banyan tree where a troop of red-tailed monkeys lived. The curious monkeys eyed Daisy and climbed down for a closer look. Daisy froze as one monkey crept up to the basket and reached in. Daisy flapped and pecked, nipped and squawked. The startled monkey pushed the basket away. It broke loose from the tree and floated on down the river. Daisy wondered what would happen next. Up ahead, Daisy saw a fisherman with cormorants diving all around his bamboo boat. They were catching fish and taking them to him for a reward. The fisherman felt a soft bump behind him. Thinking it was a cormorant, he reached back and grabbed. How surprised he was to see that he was holding a hen instead of a cormorant. "Finders keepers," he exclaimed. "Little fish, big fish, silver fish, white fish. That's what I sell at the market. But today I will have this tender young chicken." He put a net over the basket and headed to shore with poor Daisy inside. "Oh no, she's gonna be eaten. What do you think May May's gonna do?" Let's find out. At home, May May had looked all day and all night for her little Daisy. She wasn't in the hen house. She wasn't behind the farmhouse. She couldn't fly over the wall. Where is she? May May wondered, worried all the time about what had happened to Daisy. Finally, she knew that she had to go to the market. With a sad feeling, she packed her eggs in their baskets and started on her way. You think May May is going to find Daisy in the market? You think she's going to be able to recognize her? Let's see. As the basket swung back and forth, the red characters on the sides of their basket made May May feel sadder and sadder. "Happy hens," she said aloud to herself. "What about my Daisy? Where can she be?" At the market, May May found a place and arranged the eggs in clean, sweet-smelling straw. All morning, shoppers bought their fresh brown eggs, but she couldn't stop thinking about her little lost hen. May May heard a voice calling to her. It was her friend Sang yelling from the back of a bike cart. "A fisherman has a happy hen's basket," he shouted. "What?" she called, not understanding what he was saying. "A happy hen's basket," he repeated. "You better hurry because he's showing off what's inside." "Daisy!" May May shouted. May May raced to where the fish were sold. There was Daisy, beautiful and plump in her basket, surrounded by a crowd, all wanting to buy her. "That's my hen," she cried to the fisherman, but his face was like stone. She pointed to the red characters on the basket. "Happy hens," she said. The fisherman crossed his arms. "Finders keepers," he growled, and turned away to sell Daisy. Now, let's see. May May was about to leave, but her eyes rested on those characters, happy hens. All she could think about was Daisy in a cooking pot. She squeezed her eyes shut and clenched her fists. She had to do something. What do you think she's going to do? "Goo, goo, goo, goo," she called at the top of her voice. And when Daisy heard that call, she answered it the way she had every day of her life. She rose up and threw herself against the basket, tipping it over. She ran toward her friend May May as fast as her legs could go. Daisy flew onto Mei Mei's shoulder and off they went, running back to get Mei Mei's baskets and go home. Yay! Daisy was saved. The fisherman ran after them furious. "Stop!" he yelled at Mei Mei. "That's my hen!" "Finders keepers!" Mei Mei called over her shoulder. And with Daisy clinging to her, she ran and didn't stop until they were safely home. Yeah, for Daisy and Mamie, the hen was saved. That night, as the sun went down, Daisy took a place on the roost. When one of the big hens fluffed up her wings and spread out, expecting Daisy to fall off the perch like always, Daisy flapped her wings. "I learned that from a boat dog," she clucked. Another hen tried to tip her off. She pushed right back. "I scare a water buffalo like that," she squawked. Another hen jostled her. "Peck, peck, peck, peck." Daisy kept her place on the perch and beat her air with her wings. Wow, Daisy was strong. She remembered the monkey and she pecked and flapped all over again. That was when the hens gave Daisy a place of her own. That was great. Wow, Daisy was able to become a brave hen. With all that she went through, she was able to be stronger, and now she was not bullied by the hens. She was part of the flock. The lap, lap, lap of the river made a peaceful nighttime song. No bumping, no jostling, no fussing around, just 6 happy hens, their heads tucked in their feathers, high and warm and safe, together. Together, and they were friends. That was a lovely book. Daisy was able to be saved. Wow, great job, Mei Mei. You saved your pet. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Official Storytime with Miss Anna. I'll see you guys